Hello, just another little bit of a tutorial here. Going a little bit too fast, but that's okay. Tutorial on something that might not be thought of too much, both either in RTS or outside of RTS, and that is interchanges. We're at Mojave, and the thing with Mojave is you think of what Mojave would do. Mojave is basically a yard. You would think, okay, it makes up the Tehachapi turn, or it does other industries such as perhaps towards Fleta. It actually serves 2 interchanges. Bakersfield also serves 4 interchanges. But I'm going down Oak Creek right now, which is back on the Y. As you can see, I'm coming in to the fenced-in area by the Y, and this is what this tutorial is going to be today, is to show you not so much that you can go down this track, but how you can take advantage of these interchanges. And there's little tricks that I'm going to show you. Hopefully I do this within 15 minutes. I timed this right. A couple minutes through so far, but I wanted to talk about a few things too. Lone Pine's another one. It's a little bit further. It gives you about a mile of track. This one here, and I'm going too fast, so. But just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna keep it at a fairly fast pace. So I'm going around the Y. My switches were already set up ahead of time. I checked that, and I'm going into this little stretch of track, stretch of track over on the other side. Now, where you put it, or where you're actually placing the cars, is important, and it goes back into the whole where you save your blocks, as far as, or where you save your trains when you go to save them and use them in the RTS program. It's not so much a big deal to save and spawn, but that's how you do the interchange. You basically save, you delete from world, and then you spawn something else. You can also, if you wish, keep a string of cars just sitting there. Magadan, for example, I actually keep cars that are sitting on the line only because the way I see it, it's probably always going to have cars there. SJVR is always going to interchange it, so if you go up by Magadan, you run any of my sessions, you will in fact see cars that are sitting there. And the reason why is because I constantly just change it. I empty it and load it right there as if it's being interchanged and giving you another string, but I don't do it. It's just a simple way. This one's a little more complicated. And the reason why I do it is because there's not a turnaround siding or a runaround siding in here to really place cars. Otherwise I would do that too, but this just makes it easier. Because we don't want to see cars on this line, technically it's going a lot further away, so in reality the cars wouldn't be sitting here. Now I'm just checking to see how far I'm in. It's not so important that you go all the way down. You can go all the way to the end. That's not the important thing. Same thing goes with Lone Pine. It's not so important how far you go down as it is just getting past this switch, and I'll show you why. When the cars are past the switch, you're going to have to do something here. And we're pretty good on time, so that's good. Bakersfield, as I was saying, there's Current Junction is an interchange for SJVR. There's north and west of Bakersfield also has SJVR. So those you can use it interchange. Lone Pine is another one. Barstow I don't really know too much about. I haven't really researched it that much. I have enough on my hands without going into Barstow, and Barstow's pretty huge. I figured, you know, that could be left for something for needles anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna take those cars off here. These are all empty hoppers. that are empty cement hoppers. Now, as you can see, I'm past the switch. I'll just go. I don't think I have to go into the curve, but I believe there are two different switch nodes at that point, so it doesn't really matter, but I'll go there anyways. Now, in order to get this to work, you have to go back to your engine, relinquish it. Here's your consist right here. As you can see, they're empty. They got a destination tag. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it says 241, which is a waybill number in my system. So you go Shift F1, and you're spawning. I'll just take a look here what I have. I believe it's. Got to remember what I've left it as. See, I got RTS Hyde Oak Creek right there. Because they're two different numbers, you want to save a different number, or two different consists. You want to save a new consist. So you can use the same consist. I like to use different ones since I'm hiding it anyways. So I'm going to call it RTS Hyde Oak Creek. And today is the 3rd of February as I'm doing this. So I'm going to just put the number 3. And I go ahead and I click Save. Then I click Delete from World. It's gone. Now, as far as what's coming out of Oak Creek, generally, if it was in a waybill, which I don't think it's going to be because I think this is the old system, you would have to go in, you spawn Oak Creek, and there it is. And I think it's further back too, which is fine. Now, like I said, actually, even if it was the waybills, you would have to. Now you notice they're all empty, and they say none for waybills, which I'd have to check my paperwork to see what that consist originally had. But if I go in here, did I relinquish it? No, I didn't. Okay. Of course, longer than I want it, but hey, whatever. So now, see, it's further back, and I don't know why I bothered putting it that far back, because it really doesn't matter. It's not so much visual as it is strategic. So I'll go start up my engines again, get the breakers on. Out I go. Little trick when you're doing, you can't do this with all interchanges. Some of my interchanges are mixed, they're empties and loads. But there's a little trick. Take the parking brake off. I think I'm okay. Yeah. There we go. As I was saying, a little trick you'll see in a moment. Some of you may not know this, and again, this is even for those who aren't using the RTS system. And I'll show you that in a minute. I know this is a little drawn out more than I wanted it to be, but like I said, just like the real railroad, things don't happen as quick as you want them to happen. But so as you can see, where I deleted from the world, I have actually saved it. I can now use that in the RTS system, or if you're using your own system, you can use that as an actual interchange. This string of cars was it was a different consist from prior. Now you can say, okay, they're all hopper cars, you don't really need to hide it, and that could be the case. You may not want to hide it. Maybe you want to use the same cars and bring them back out. You can do that too, because theoretically you're spawning them anyways and they're going to give you different numbers. So does it really matter in the long run, other than it's the same type of cars you had before? A lot of times they are the same type of cars, but or I'm not saying same type. I'm babbling here as I'm waiting to get this. Not the same type, but the same road numbers, or the same look. these are all the same hoppers, one way or another. Different interchanges do different things though. The SJVR interchanges has all kinds of different loads and empties. It's a lot more complicated. Easy there, big fella. Okay. What I want to show you is this part coming up here, and I'm sorry it's going way further than I expect. I think I got all the points in about this, but that's how you. This is how you do an interchange. This is a small one in comparison. Lone Pine's a little bit bigger, and then you got other interchanges that they even work better than that. Some of the SJVRs, I can transfer 80 cars no problem. Okay, so here's the trick. Remember they were all empty? If you want to use, you can use fully load, randomly load. I don't know what the difference is other than the obvious, but if you were to do from here, now you're stuck on your engine, right? And you hit fully load. Remember these were all empty, okay? You hit fully load. It says entire train loaded. As you can see, 111, 111. It doesn't have the destination tags. You'll have to actually manually enter those again, even though you've respawned them. Even if it was an old consist, you have to re-enter them again. You can leave that up to the chief yard master or do it yourself off the paperwork. That's up to you. But that's all there is to it. So within a matter of a few minutes, you've had an entire interchange. And once again, the whole idea of that is you're giving yourself more traffic. You're making Bakersfield actually, you know, other than Edison local, you're actually giving Bakersfield a whole new dimension of industries to switch. And that's why my Bakersfield yards are so active, and so is Mojave. And Barstow, I'm sure, would be the same if they had interchanges as well that you set up. Once again, the RTS program, you can edit it, do whatever you please, or you can use your own system, but this is just another added dimension for those of you that are looking for more switching or more possibilities. And that's about it for now. We'll talk to you later.